Anthem TV, a free streaming digital community. With a click of a mouse or a tap on your phone, you have instant access to free TV shows, movies on demand, music, pay-per-view events, and so much more. Download Anthem TV on your smartphone, smart TV, or any streaming device and enjoy instant access. Subscribe and download Anthem TV today.
And welcome to the Texas Weather Connection this afternoon. And we have a radar update for you. And when will the storms be coming into your area? I'm meteorologist Robert Luna.
Meteorologist Brian Silva. Yeah, we do have some action out there, Sergio.
Hey, meteorologist Sergio Lozano here, and it's always good to see color on the radar, isn't it?
Especially in June. We will do this. We do have a couple of warnings out there, guys. I know that's kind of what everybody's concerned with is, we're talking about storms. We've seen what's happened over the last couple of months with severe weather. But honestly, guys, shouldn't be a severe outbreak at all for our area.
Yeah, I agree, Brian. It's definitely, everybody's on edge of this past spring of what we dealt with. But these, just looking at it, it definitely looks more like a wind threat, more so than a hail threat right now. But, it's definitely more beneficial rain than severe weather this go around, right, Robert?
You're exactly right. And both of you explained it. What we're going to see, some winds, maybe up to 40-mile-an-hour winds. We see that gust front, if you're looking at the radar there, coming through Bernie and ahead of that front. So we got a push of the cooler air ahead of the storms. But with that, some storms developing. And then we'll see probably some small hail with it. But a few of them could isolate. We could see some isolated severe weather, but it won't be a widespread event.
No, it won't be. I mean, the main thing is the rain. We're going to get a chance to get some more beneficial rain. We saw quite a bit, especially in western parts of Bexar County. Sergio, I think you had what, 4.25 inches?
4.25 inches here.
Man.
That was between the two rounds. So the night.
But we'll take that. We'll take that.
Absolutely. I don't have the water. It's great.
So I had about an inch almost an inch and a half. And of course, I'm a little bit further east, closer to the airport. And again, it just a few miles make a big difference with that storm system. So you got even further west, and it was a widespread 2 to 4 inch amount.
Yeah, we had a little under 3 inches out here on the far west side. So I mean, again, we'll take it. And we had some filled up creeks in the back, and I mean, again, something that we hadn't seen in a while. We'll definitely take any rain at this point. Again, we can do without the severe weather. So I do want to kind of zoom in on this storm out here. Just east of Austin. This storm, guys, is severe, so it's one of the few that we do have out there. So let's go and let's bring up the graphic here for everybody to see. It is possible that we could see up to an inch in diameter of hail with this storm. So if you're out in the Giddings area, Page, towards Lincoln, just be aware that you could see some hail. Again, it's not anything that is going to be widespread, but for this cell in particular, we are seeing some severe weather possible. Winds up to 60 miles per hour. So again, we have the potential for some rough, a little bit of rough go here in parts of our area. But again, nothing widespread in terms of severe weather at this point, guys.
Yeah, I think the big thing right now to talk about is I know people getting out of work, maybe anybody traveling up towards the Austin area. We'll likely see some wet roadways on the I-35 corridor between San Antonio and Austin here. Pretty quickly, especially if you're traveling up just north of San Marcos right now. So especially the storm just coming into Austin and moving into the San Marcos area.
And they are pretty progressive, Robert. So these storms are moving pretty south pretty quickly, rather. And so they shouldn't last too long. So that should help with alleviate any flooding issues. But of course, localized heavy rain and urban flooding is always a possibility, especially with the saturated grounds, like you said, Brian, along and west of 281 is what it looks like when I was looking at maps. So those are going to be a little bit more susceptible to runoff.
Yeah, and like so, Sergio, like we're looking, pretty far in here into the area, just east of Austin. So tell us what the viewers are seeing here in terms of the left side versus the right side. Let's talk about what they're looking at.
So we're looking at reflectivity on the left side there, and so that's just showing us how loud the signal is coming from that area. So the brighter the red, and that's going to be the heavier the rain. And then, of course, on the right, it looks like we're looking at the hail core that's associated with the storm. How big is that hail, did you say, Brian? Is it around an inch?
They're saying their National Weather Service saying right now it's just radar estimate at an inch in diameter, so nothing too substantial in terms of the hail. Again, it's does fit the category of severe, so that's why the severe weather warning was issued for this area.
Now, one thing I do want to mention that I noticed a lot of tree damage lately from these storms the last few days. The trees are in a weakened state because of the years of drought, and so now and the root systems are just not as strong as they were. So it really doesn't take much to get a wet ground, strong gust of wind, and you're having whole trees. I don't know about you, Brian, but in my neighborhood, I had several trees that were down, and the winds were not that bad. I would say 40 to 50 miles an hour. Where I was at,
and you know, you're talking about the trees. I've seen some wind damage to fences and everything. You know, the posts that have been in the ground. You know, it's just been so dry that the ground is loosened up, and then now this wind just not even 40, 50 miles per hour enough to knock over the posts and the fences that go with it. So at this point, you know, we're seeing definitely the changes in the ground. Well, again, we need the rain. That's how bad this drought has been. We need the rain.
Yeah, Robert, do you see a little bit of a Boeing nickel there trying to take shape?
Absolutely, yeah. You can see where it's trying to bow there in towards the Giddings area. So you can likely see some hail and likely some winds, maybe up to 60 miles an hour. Is the slight little bow right there. So.
Yeah, I see that. So.
Yeah, so we definitely have some stronger winds in there. And again, the hail potential, we still see it on radar. So again, if you're in the Giddings area, Page, it's right over you at this point. Even down towards LaGrange, I mean, be prepared for this storm to expand. I mean, we could see this storm bearing down on you in the next 30 minutes or so. Let's go ahead and let's pan out, guys. I'm going to zoom out here and let's get a wider view.
I will say that the air ahead of this line of storms is pretty unstable. We got up into the mid and upper 90s today, plenty of humidity.
Oh, yeah.
So there is instability out there to work with. We'll see how this gust front coming in interacts with that. But yeah, can't rule out a stronger storm or two tonight as this line moves progressively south, though. That's
right.
How quickly that's moving.
And you know, one thing I would say too is, you know, I would say this area, southeast of San Antonio, and you can see it already happening over here in Houston, but I would say this area here over the next, let's say, hour and a half, as this outflow gust here starts heading further south, it's going to interact with that sea breeze. And so we could see some more storms forming out here to the southeast of San Antonio and Austin over the next couple hours too. So it's something to keep an eye on. Again, not expecting a major severe outbreak. We're just going to see some good heavy downpours here and there. We could see some strong storms and a few isolated severe storms too, guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think as we look at this interaction, and I think it's been interesting because you got already have storms developing in Houston, and as this comes down, I mean, they had some very heavy rains again, flash flooding rains in Houston yesterday, and this looked like to be the case again. This batch of rain extends further northward there from Austin. So, but
I mean, look at all these different boundaries we have going
boundaries everywhere. Yep, breeze front, and then boundaries coming out from those storms.
So once these boundaries start interacting, I know everybody at home is probably wondering what are we talking about when we say boundaries. So these outflows that are coming from the storms, from the winds, when they collide, this is where we have the better chance of seeing some more storms forming in these areas. So again, between Houston, San Antonio, all places in between north of Corpus, we could see over the next hour or two some storms filling in as well as this progresses south and southeast. Taking a look over towards the northwest part of our area. Let me go ahead and zoom in here on this severe storm.
Oh, yeah.
So let me go ahead and get this.
They're near Sonora.
Way up there.
Let's just take a look at what the graphics have here. So it looks like the hail is a little bit under severe criteria, but the winds look like to be an issue. And it looks like we did have a storm report out of Sonora. So let's take a look there real quick. So some wind damage reported by law enforcement out there. So look at that, large tree limbs down. And again, we were talking about that, Sergio, you were just mentioning that. So Yeah, it's very susceptible right now with the the way we've been in this drought, and it's not going to take much wind to really cause some damage with some of these trees.
Yeah, and another thing to mention is a lot of the kids are out. I think everybody's out now.
I think so, yeah.
And so, the city pools and the splash pads, and they're out there. And these storms have lightning in them, so
Yes.
that is definitely a hazard that people need to keep abreast of as this line comes in. Luckily, there is a gust front to kind of warn people, like, hey, what's going on? And look at the sky, and hopefully that'll get them to move indoors. But lightning will be a threat tonight.
Yeah.
as these
And you
storms
can
come in.
see exactly what you pointed out, Sergio. And right here, it's right over Garner Park in that area, right just north of Lakey. That whole area right there, a lot of lightning with that storm. And again, hopefully people get out of the river, get indoors when lightning is out there.
Same
Again,
thing
that
like
line extends,
Canyon Lake, Robert. I mean,
exactly. So it then extends out to Kerrville right now. Good little storm developing just north of Bernie, and then heading out towards Canyon Lake, another storm. So hopefully people are getting out the water there because the wind's already got them. I mean, just like Sergio said, ahead of it, you see that wind, and then all of a sudden the storm's right upon you, and then that storm seems to be getting stronger pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I'm saying like right here from, I would say, Kyle south towards New Braunfels over the next 15, 20 minutes. And again, this is right at rush hour time. So definitely use caution out on the roads as you're heading home. Again, nothing severe here, but we got plenty of lightning. We got plenty of wind with this, and plenty of rain.
Some lucky folks are going to get a quarter, half inch again. Maybe up to an inch, depending on how hard it comes down. But man, that'd be great. Another quarter, half inch. Fantastic. This is what we need to see: rain with regularity, chip away at that drought.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good stuff.
And some of these storms out here, just about to enter Bandera County and up in Kirk County right now. And the general direction, I mean, it's you can see over the last few frames, it's starting to fill in a little bit more. I know, Robert, you were kind of alluding to that, and general direction is taking it towards the San Antonio area. And I know, Robert, we were talking about this too. Again, talking about that storm up in Sonora, and we got some more west of Junction. Perhaps we can get some of these behind this initial line that maybe we get another 2 rounds here of showers and storms in the area. Yeah, so again, as much as we can get without the severe weather, we'll take it.
And then really we want to get this rain, because after this storm system, chances go way down, at least starting tomorrow, maybe a small chance, but after that, we dry out for the next 5 days or so after that. So
yeah, and this time of year, Robert, with the sun angle the way it is, I mean, as much rain as we saw by this time this weekend, it'll be like it never happened. You know what I mean? So we really need to get this on.
It was just like it was a dream, like a mirage. It never happened.
All a memory,
Hey, but guys, we were talking about this too. That we got the heat spell coming back, right? Not as hot as what we saw, just a week ago. We're not talking about temperatures in the mid hundreds, 105, 107. We're not going to be talking about that, but we are going to be dealing with mid to upper 90s. Probably have
high humidity, because we're adding that ground moisture now, and that's in place.
Yeah, we'll probably see. It wouldn't surprise me if we see a couple of heat advisories going into the weekend. So everything that we've talked about in the past with staying hydrated outside, definitely make sure that you are taking care of yourself. But some models have hinted towards maybe against something next week. Maybe some more moisture coming in.
Tropical moisture. It'll be coming in a different direction. I think next week we may be seeing stuff start in Corpus and move this way.
Yeah, and the beauty of it coming from the tropics is it's one of my favorite rains. Is the tropical rains. They're very efficient rain producers. So even though they don't last too long, boy, you can get a lot of rain in a big hurry. Those big fat warm raindrops. And we really need that. Man, it would really go a long way in helping our, like you said, Brian, our reservoirs and our lakes and creeks and all that good stuff. So
but Medina Lake needs it. I think Canyon Lake needs it.
Absolutely.
Take a look at this, guys. So National Weather Service did put out a special weather statement. So pretty much for the special weather statement to everybody at home this is like right below severe criteria. So we're on the cusp of this storm almost reaching the severe limits. Not there yet. So we're seeing hail estimated at about half an inch in diameter. winds up to 50 miles per hour. And again, this is a storm that looks like what we've seen since we got on air. It's been strengthening. So it could be pushing severe limits in the next few minutes here. This is something that, again, National Weather Service puts out so that we can keep an eye on it. So looking at western parts of Bandera County, Medina County, this is heading straight for you. So just to keep an eye on it. What do y'all think, guys?
Yeah, I agree. It's pulsing up a little bit there, so I think that's what they're seeing in the Weather Service, and just kind of giving everybody downstream a heads up, like this thing is strengthening, and it's not far from becoming severe. But yeah, we'll see what happens here in the next couple of minutes. That gust front's coming through northern Bexar County already.
Yeah,
So
that's exactly what I was going to point into. Is it's moving right into the Fair Oaks or past the Fair Oaks area now, and quickly moving down I-10, and then you're going to see a pretty good wind gust come down through northern Bexar County, and you'll see the wind change direction. And I think over the next hour and a half to 2 hours, the northern part of Bexar County will see some storms, and then hopefully translating southward into the southern part of Bexar County as we go past the 6 o'clock hour, likely.
Yeah,
a refreshing, cool breeze. Come on down.
We'll take it. Yeah, we'll take. It was. I'll take any type of nice cool breeze at this point.
Absolutely.
But other than that, guys, I mean, again, if anything does go severe again for our immediate areas here in San Antonio, Austin looks like pretty much, I think they're in the clear in terms of
the front already came through, so there should be good.
There's gonna be some residual rain out there for them, so it'll keep them nice and cool for the rest of the evening, it looks like. But for the rest of us, it's along 90, along I-10. Like Robert said, I think over the next hour or so, we'll start seeing things start to fill in, especially as this outflow pushes further south. And if there is any type of severe weather for San Antonio, we'll definitely post it. We'll keep you up to date. We'll get the warnings out as well for those around our communities. And just kind of looking real quick before we head out, guys, I mean, it's been a rainy day across a good portion of the state. So
just a nice little pocket of cool upper level air coming down from the upper level low and interacting with the heat and humidity finally to spark off these showers and storms. It's good to know that our atmosphere still works over us.
It's still working. It still can produce rainfall. Exactly. So anybody heading out this evening, take that umbrella with you. You may need it as you go through the evening hours. You will see a big cool down from these very hot temperatures that are out there, and hopefully, like Sergio said, probably quarter to half inch of rain. Some people may get lucky, see an isolated inch amount of rainfall, and they are fast moving, but maybe these go through, and there's some behind it. So we'll continue with our likely 50-60% chance of rain this evening, and then dying off once we go past midnight. So
other than that, I think that's going to wrap up our update. Again, if you're out on the road heading home, drive safe, and we will see y'all next time. I'm meteorologist Brian Silva.
I'm meteorologist Robert Luna, and hopefully your backyard gets some good amount of rainfall this evening.
And Sergio's here too. I think we lost his feed, but we'll sign off for him too. So thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll catch y'all next time, guys. Have a good one here on Anthem Television. Texas Weather Connection signing out.
Anthem TV, a free streaming digital community. With a click of a mouse or a tap on your phone, you have instant access to free TV shows, movies on demand, music, pay-per-view events, and so much more. Download Anthem TV on your smartphone, smart TV, or any streaming device and enjoy instant access. Subscribe and download Anthem TV today.